Welcome back to the Quad M YouTube channel. We are back with this Honda XR200. This is a 2000 model, and we've done a lot of maintenance to this. We've actually replaced the carburetor, we replaced the air filter, we replaced the spark plug, and we're going through a general maintenance. We flushed the tank, put some new gas and some stable in there. We cleaned everything up, lubed the chain, new kickstand, new kickstarter, new grips, new whatever these are called. I call them hand savers. So we're kind of just refreshing this old bike. I spent a little over $2,000 on it, and after parts I'm probably about $2,200 or so in. So I'm trying to recoup my money, maybe sell this thing for $2,500, see if I can make a couple $100. But today, just to help refresh, we're going to take this CDI cap off, and we're going to take a look at our ignition coil, and we're going to clean the contacts on it, and then if we do need to replace it, if it looks bad enough, we will. So I'll show you the process and how we do it. All right, so I'm going to take this thing apart here. I already loosened these screws, but just for sake of the video, I'll show you what's going on. There are two little 8mm bolts on the side here. You got one here and one down here. You don't need to take those off. That's the casing. All you need to do is take off this actual CDI case. It'll tell you CDI on here. That's all you need to take off is these two little Phillips screws. Next, you can actually get a look in here at our ignition coil. So it's this cotton braided line going over to our ignition coil connection up in there, and this is the contact point that we need to clean out, and I'll show you guys how. Okay, next we have this Phillips head here and this Phillips head here. We're going to take both those off and remove this coil head. We got the flash on here. As you can see, our contact points are pretty grimy. This bike was rode in Arizona red dirt, it looks like. So we are going to clean all that up and get some Scotch-Brite on there. We'll clean that up, and then we'll check spark, and if it's anywhere below great spark, we'll replace this coil because it's a $10 part. I already replaced the spark plug with a nice Iridium NGK actual Honda spark plug. So we will get this done and then see how the bike is running, make sure she doesn't bog, overheat, and turn off. So and if it does, then we will replace this coil. But sometimes it's just as simple as that dirty contact right there. All right, so the next thing we did was we cleaned this out. Took some brake cleaner, sprayed it all off, wiped it all out with a microfiber, and so there's no red dirt in there anymore. And this is one of those easy things you could do on the trail with a Phillips head. Clean it out, find some limestone on the side of the trail, give that contact a little scratch if you're stranded, clean it all up, spit on it, rub that red dirt out if you're in Arizona, Utah, or Nevada, which is where a lot of these XR200s are, because that's the Moab trail. And these XR200s are they're air cooled. There's no radiator, there's no fluid that keeps this thing cold. So the only liquids in here are oil and fuel. So they're super reliable. They can run in the middle of the desert at high heat, and they just keep on working. That is the benefit of Honda, and that is the benefit of these old XRs. If you know anything about the XR series, one of the most reliable bikes ever made, the direct competitor to the KLR 650 was the XR 650. And there's not much like it. One of my favorite bikes I ever owned was the XR400. It's the big brother to this one. This was the first dirt bike I've ever owned, not this one specifically, but an XR200, and I fell in love with them because they just, man, you can just ride these bikes hard, and no matter what, they just start and they run. They're not the fastest, but they have plenty of torque. They can climb right up a hill. And if you don't believe me, I'm 300 pounds. So if it takes me up a big hill, it's going to take you up a big hill. But if you do want a bigger, faster one, once you've practiced on a pit bike and moved up to something like this, then you can go for the 400, and then if you want an enduro style bike, go for the 650. But anything XR, I highly recommend it. I'll back those with my life. They're really solid. So after my little monologue there, we got everything tightened down. We are going to go check for spark and see if this worked. Okay, so I just cleaned the contact points, and let's see how she runs here. So you go up to top dead center. Once you feel that compression, That's where you, I skipped past on accident. That's where you kick from. So that's first kick. Pretty good. Guys, I think the truth is in the pudding. These old Honda XRs are really just unbeatable. I'm beyond stoked with this. Actually took it to the back of my property here and ended up testing all the gears, ripping through this dirt here. I caused a bit of a dust wave, so I'm not gonna go too much, but she just purrs. And I was expecting it to bog a little bit. Maybe it was still dirty, or tune the carb a little bit more, you know, have to do those little minor things, but it just shifted through all the gears, just buttery smooth. And that's why you go for these old Hondas. I really want to keep this thing, but my wife wants it gone. So I just fell in love with them. Like I said, it was the first dirt bike I ever owned, was an old Honda XR. I was a 97. This is a 2000. This is the Honda 200R, so it's the race edition. And they are just super capable machines. Again, I'm 300 pounds, 6'5", and I ride this bike around for fun. But you know, it's like a teenager / kid bike. But I see adults ride them more than kids do. So they're extremely capable. It's not the fastest bike ever, but they're just so fun and they're so reliable, and they climb right up whatever hill you want them to climb up. So if you guys are in the Phoenix, Peoria area, I can drop this off at your door. We can come up with a deal. I'm hoping for $2,500. I paid $2,200, and then I did some work on it. So if you guys are looking for a bike, you know, let me know. We'll make a deal. And thanks for watching this video. We have channels. We're building an automotive shop here, and hopefully eventually doing something very big called the Gen Strong Nexus. It is a faith-based trade school and community center. The community center is built there, and the trade school will be here. And then eventually we have a big one way in the back. We're supporting HVAC, automotive, electrical, and welding. This is a huge project, and I am very honored to be a part of it. And so hopefully you guys will see more videos of that growing. I've been at it for about a year now, and I believe we have come to the part where we are you know, almost ready for funding. So excited to share that with you in this journey. And the portions of this go actually directly to that ministry. So if you guys are looking for a bike to help out in the local nonprofit, build community, check this one out. And I always have more bikes that I'm trying to, you know, flip. I don't make a whole lot of money on them, but we're just trying to, you know, get this thing off the ground here. So thanks you guys for checking this out. And if you have any questions about the ministry or more dirt bikes or automotive or HVAC or anything like that, I'm a licensed and certified technician, and I'm always happy to come do some work again to help fund this ministry. So thank you guys again. I'll see you next video. Peace out.